Hey, this is Larry with ManCave Mayhem, and tonight we are doing something extra special, aren't we, Andrew?
Yep.
What are we doing, Andy?
A repeat project. And don't call me Andy.
We are working in the dark, in the cold, on this 2018 Ford F-150, and we got a deck system. And this is a brand new one. This is the new XF4 5-foot 6-inch bed deck system that we're going to install tonight. Now, as I've said before, you can't really pick what kid you have, and you can't pick your son-in-laws either, so you get stuck with whatever you get. I tried to talk my daughter out of it, but here it is. That's the whole package right there. The complete package. Anyhow, we're gonna get this show on the road, baby. We got this truck all prepped. The bed is clean, looking good. It's shiny, like new, because he had one of those bed liners in it, right?
Yep.
So now we're gonna start opening this bad boy up and see what we got in the box. So let's get her going. Now that we got the top cracked open, this will give you an idea what the contents look like. Now this package came a lot less banged up than the last one, didn't it, Andrew?
Yep.
The last one was a mess. This one's, looks like they're getting their stuff together as far as organization. And he's got some cool looking boxes here that we're gonna pull out. Obviously there's some directions and some hardware. So he's gonna start taking stuff out right now, aren't you, Andrew?
I am.
Like right now. All right, we're into the box of goodies. And it looks like there's a bunch of hardware here that we're dealing with. Andrew's trying to figure things out. But when you're dealing with an IQ below 10, it takes a little bit of time to get things figured out. So he's working on that. We got all the boxes laid out. The truck's backed in. We're making things happen here. This stuff, looking at this deck system right now, I can tell you the quality is there. I mean, they make a good product. The original one that we put in his Ford Ranger years ago was really nice, but it came pretty beat up. And they've improved their shipping techniques. Obviously, they've got a different freight shipper handling this. All the hardware looks pretty heavy duty. These skateboard looking wheels are pretty stout for the drawers. So now Andrew's just looking for some tools. He may need some help, so I should probably help him. All right, so I didn't realize that we were going to be learning how to read. If you just take a look at that face, you'll know. Anyhow.
Truck make big sound.
We're going to start on the first step. What's the first step, Andrew?
The bed's clean. We're going to remove the factory tie downs in the back.
Factory tie downs are coming out. We're going to take those out.
And then we're going to replace them with these.
All right. First step, factory tie down removal, and replace them with these tie downs.
Just repeat.
All right, and Andrew's actually resorted to power tools. This is what the brackets look like to go in place of the factory tie downs. They also have a little rubber grommet like this, so this is what's going to go in first. Get her done, baby. Dealing with limited light, I'm going to show you how these are installed. So you can see right there, that's how those go in. You got one on each corner there. First step in the process, we're going to call it done. We've got Larkin, our trusty assistant, who is laying all the goods out for us, aren't you, Larkin? There you go. We're going to get all this hardware out and set it out while the rocket scientist is trying to do rocket scientist stuff. Make this fly. All right, next step in the process, we're going to align the panels. So we are laying, these are the side pieces that go into the bed of the truck. We're going to lay the first panel on this side to line those holes up with the outside part of the panel. Then we're going to rest it on this side. As we tighten the panel onto that, get it snugged up, then we'll slide that in, and that will be the way we align the panel. So that's what we're doing. My trusty assistant, Larkin, has arranged all the hardware accordingly. I have a low IQ here, moving the panel into position, and then we will bolt that panel to the side rail. These box covers, and these are the holes that we're lining up, not these holes. These are the tie down points. So these are the holes that are being lined up so we can put the bolts in right here. Like
Did you see the bolts?
Yeah, I saw the bolts. Thank you, Andrew.
Oh, okay, cool.
You're so helpful. Oh, it's good that you're helpful, Andrew. It's real good. So there should be a total of 6 bolts that you're putting in. Right here. And right there. So while low IQ puts that in, we will
You're not supposed to talk about
for the
yourself
next
in first
step.
person when you're making videos.
All right, so now what Andrew's doing
Did you see the bolts?
is he's tightening the bolts under here. These brackets actually have 2 bolts on them, I believe. Is it 2 bolts? Or?
Look at the picture, there's 3.
There's 3 brackets, right?
There's 3 bolts on each bracket.
Oh, 3 bolts on each bracket. And see what he's doing over there? He's spinning that bolt because he doesn't know what he's doing. So we're going to go ahead and get that figured out. Because he acts like he knows what he's doing, but you have to actually back up those nuts that are on there.
Yes.
In order for them not to spin.
Will you hand me the wrench right there? Thanks. You're doing such a good job.
I am. Thank you. So now
Excellent job.
he's going to back that, tighten that up, and that's actually the brackets that these nuts are secured to. So we're tightening those up next. So basically, those brackets that he's securing right now are these loosey-goosey brackets right here. And the way he's doing that is going under here and then backing it on this side. And that's all 4 of these right here. Just on that, with it attached. So as not to confuse you, even though we probably did, that's what's going on next. So now that he's getting this secured, we're going to start on this next rail.
Now that you have these corner ones secure, you can tilt this and secure the ones in the middle.
Yeah, so he's tightening the ones in the middle now that the corners are secured. Then we're going to get the next piece on the actual right-hand side, and we're going to secure that to that side over there. All right, now that we got the deck thing staged up, we are installing these on the other side, and he's installing the other ones into the holes there. Once those are installed, then he'll again tighten up the brackets from underneath. Then we'll move on to the next step of putting the tie-down points in the top of the deck. So now we are attaching
You see the bolts?
the D-rings. Yes. Bolts.
Spacer.
Washer. And another washer. So that's the next step. We're placing the D-rings on the decked system. It appears there's only 4 D-rings, so he has to choose where to place these D-rings for tie downs.
I bought 2 more.
He actually bought 2 more, so we're going to go ahead and secure them in. Well, if he only bought 2 more, then he's only got 6 D-rings. If he bought 4 more, then he'll be able to put them in all the designated D-ring spots.
You're a D-ring.
But he doesn't know what he has. So we'll find out. So if you can see that, this is how these are being installed. Got the spacer underneath. Then we got the washer right here. And then the bolt. And it goes right in here. Or wherever you designate it to go among these 4 spots on each side here. And then you just thread her on down. And then you have a nice secure tie down spot. All right, we got IQ10 securing these down. See, IQ10 is working hard at getting this in. IQ10 is really good at working hard. We cannot find the additional hardware that we purchased to add to these.
You lost them.
Andrew must have lost them, so we're going to look for those, and we will put those down instead of using these silly washers and bolts. So that's what we're going to do next. Then we'll go to the next step, finally.
I'm an ambassador for them, and I get profit for saying these.
You're a jackasseter. Use my code.
Use my code. My brother-in-law lives in my garage.
Use my code.
Or more tie-downs.
Foster home.
Foster home.
Well, look
see the
at what
bolt?
Rocket Man found. The additional bag. So we are going to hook those up now. All right, now that we got the tie downs on, we're moving on to the next step, right, Andrew? What are we doing?
Well, we're securing those two middle brackets first, and then if you look at this page, it will tell you what we're doing next. It's
Boy, I have to actually tell you.
it's like
what we're
magic.
doing. So we are adorning the drawers. So we are going to start putting the hardware on the drawers now, because obviously they didn't assemble those yet.
The axles.
Yeah, we got to put the axles on the drawers for the wheels, and
You're such an axle.
all the bracketry, you know, like this stuff, you know. So we'll get that going next. All right, each drawer's got a right and a left wheel bracket. How do I know this is a left wheel bracket? Because there's a giant L on it, if you can see that. And there's a giant R on this one. Not too hard to confuse them. So that goes with that drawer. We're going to throw these in this drawer. And then we're going to start. We're going to get to bracketing, right, Andrew? Mm-hmm. Andrew screwed that up, so he's fixing that. He didn't put it on properly. I explained to him how that had to go on, so he's going to go ahead and put that on the correct way instead of the wrong way. So you can see how these brackets fit into the drawers here. They just slide.
Did you show them the bolts?
There's a hole. Boom. Right one. Right there. Should look like that. Right there. So we're going to want this bag, drawer, HW, nuts and bolts. That's what we're going to use to secure.
Did you show them the nuts and bolts?
We have the nylock nut along with the bolt. The bolt will go in on the inside, if I can get it through the hole, like that. And then we secure it on the other side with the nut. So the bolt, then the nut. The long ones?
The long ones go here.
Okay. All right, I screwed
The long
up.
one's here.
So this rail will secure right here with a 3/4 inch bolt. So we're going to do that next. Hold that there so I can demo how this works. So this goes in here like this. Then we run the 3/4 inch bolt on this side, like so. Get that started. And then we're going to do that on this side, like so, and get this one started. Then these longer bolts go in the back side right here. I probably should have put those in first. But they go back here like this. And then we'll back those with some nylock nuts on this side. And we're just loosely fitting these right now. We'll secure them.
Okay.
Afterwards, when Andrew stops talking.
Did you show them the
Talking
bolts?
nonsense. So we'll get those secured, and we're going to repeat the process on the next drawer.
Did you show them the bolts?
All right, so this is what it should look like when you've got all the bolts installed. And then Andrew took it upon himself to put the skateboard wheels on without really explaining how it goes.
This isn't a skateboard.
So we got these wheels with the hardware that will go.
Not those.
Not
The
those.
small ones go in the front. The big
Small ones go in the front.
Big ones go in the back.
So these big ones with the gray circle around them go in the rear. He's actually, his IQ's growing. I would say he's at least 15 or 25. It's getting there. So
Yes.
Big ones in the back, small ones in the front.
He's
gonna give us a demo. Yes.
Bolt go in hole.
Bolt go in hole.
Then bolt in hole go in threaded hole.
There we go.
Like so.
That's basically the axle right there.
That's it.
So we're getting that done, and we'll move on to the next step. Yeah, baby, this is gonna happen. Get your box or your decked system. One handle will be assembled, the other one's not. And I'm like, why not? And of course they explain that they had to fit everything in one box, so that's why one handle was not assembled. So we are gonna get that done too. And I'll show you how that works. Or Andrew will show you how it works. But that's the love handle. Andrew's finishing, securing everything. And go easy on the tightening on some of this stuff. Andrew's kind of a monkey, so he does tend to tighten things a little tighter than they need to be. I get on him about it all the time, but it doesn't seem to make a bit of difference. We're installing the love handle. Andrew thinks he's just going to do it without watching the video, so we're going to go ahead and let him do it. See what he does here. See if it actually works. What do you think, Andrew? Is it going to work?
It always works.
I think it's not. It says each spring arm should point inward with the straight tails facing you and pointing down.
You're a tail.
So the straight tails should be facing you, pointing down on the springs.
Understand.
And it looks like what Andrew's doing is lining it up with the other drawer and trying to copy what has already been done.
I can't even see it.
But he doesn't really seem to know what he's doing.
I can't even see it.
This was supposed to be an instructional video, and it's probably just going to be an annoying video that nobody likes.
It's supposed to be an instructional?
So, yeah.
The directions real quick? Oh, they're right here? All right, cool.
He's actually going to read.
Step. It has nothing to do with that.
He's actually going to read the directions. So we'll get this installed. I'm not going to explain to you how he's doing it. There's an actual video you can watch if you really need to see how this is being installed. They suggest you watch a video. Andrew's going to go with it without watching it.
Yes.
And which I think is probably a mistake, but you never know. He might get it right.
The pin doesn't go through this.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Of course it does.
Oh, it does.
So you want the springs secured, right? So we put the springs in there, secure it, get the pins in just a little ways, and then we put the not an easy endeavor.
No, I don't think we did it right.
That sounds a little grindy. I don't think we did this
smooth.
That one's smooth as butter. Listen to ours. Sounds like my knees in the morning. This one sounds like one of my grandchildren's knees. Nice and smooth.
Let's redo it.
I recommend you watch the video. Not this one, because we are screwing this up major. I think it's dumb that Decked didn't figure out a way to ship it in the box with that handle assembled. It's really sad, kind of, because it's definitely a pain in the butt to get in. This is taking longer than all the other assemblies so far. But we're going to go ahead and try and get this figured out. You can see we finally got that hooked up. If you can look right here, you can see where the spring, I don't know if that picks it up on the camera, but you can see how the springs hold that handle down. And this one was dragging on the side of the box, so we had to trim it. It's awful short now, but yeah, it's kind of hokey the way you have to put that in, and then you have to drive these pins through and put cotter pins on them on this side. But we got it done. That's important. Now we can move on to the next step, which is...
We're going to start assembling the center vert to the cab side panel.
Yep. So that's what we do next. Now we got the center vertical piece that slides in right here. You can see. Move down more. No, you got another slot on that. I think you may be failing the IQ test. Maybe it's on the other end. Oh, we found the proper end. There it is. So we're going to slide this center vert piece
goes right on here. And if Andrew can get it right, it just pops into place.
On both.
Boop, boop. Yep. Now that's gonna, next step is we're gonna secure that to the bed of the truck, I think, right?
Place the vert assembly into the back of the truck with the T at the cab side end. Don't scratch my truck. I said don't scratch my truck.
So now he's sliding this up in there, trying not to run his mouth too much. Obviously that's not centered, but we're gonna, as we assemble things, that will center itself up. Next step.
Find a friend to help you lift driver's side panel. Since I have no friends.
He's gonna lift it by himself.
Yes.
Because I don't really like him. So Andrew's now gonna lift the driver's side panel, which we hope is that panel. Do we wanna put the wheels on that next? Before you put that in there? Doesn't that need wheels?
I don't know. Maybe you should read the directions.
I think we might want to put those wheels in first.
Oh, that's because this is the passenger side. That's the front.
There you go.
Yeah.
So he didn't really
yeah,
follow the directions the way he should have followed them. Boy, I think we did better on the last one. Is it because I'm getting old or just you're getting dumber?
I don't know, man.
That's the result.
I think it's...
He is the perfect result of mouth breathing.
I think it's because I'm not reading.
He's a mouth breather.
Look, it says left.
Yes, left.
Left usually means
Left.
driver's side.
Yes,
So,
left. Not left, left. So driver's side. Here we go.
like so. And since I have no friends,
Since
I
he
have
has
to
no
lift
friends,
everything
he's
alone.
lifting it by himself. And I'm watching. And you know what? I'm enjoying every minute of this. So let's see if he can do this all by himself. This will also test the abilities of somebody assembling this by themselves. So we're really just putting this to the test and see if this can be assembled by yourself without a friend.
I have no
If
friends.
you happen to be a person like Andrew who doesn't have any friends.
Yeah.
Looks like it's going to work without a friend.
Without friends.
This is called the friendless assembly process. Of course, he doesn't have it lined up at all correct.
Nope. We'll get back to you.
Looks like you might need a friend. Or you should be looking at while... Here, Andrew, hold this for a minute. Because you're going to be doing this one alone, too. So before he does that one alone, I'll show you how this should look. As you get up in the bed here, this side of the deck system is over the top of the center vert, and then the next side will fit in the other groove portion. You can see how that's starting to come together. Leaves him about maybe 8 inches from the top, I'm guessing.
It's about 9.
About 9 inches from the top.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the next step is putting the other one in, right? Or do we secure that first?
Nope. Looks like we put them both in.
Put them both in, loosely fit. So we're going to put now we got both sides in. And when I mean we, I mean Andrew got both sides in. And now the next step in the process are these center bolts. Those all have to go in. So that's what we're doing next, baby. In the center. Andrew's going to tighten those down. Then we're going to go ahead and throw the drawers in. We're getting close to being finished with this project. They don't recommend using power tools on it, but if you're a skilled craftsman like Andrew, you know the exact torque that you're applying.
Yeah, I'm doing exactly factory spec torque here.
That one was a little too much. We're getting her done. I mean, Andrew's putting the drawers in, so he's going to go ahead and put each drawer in, and then we have to assemble the front wheels. We have to install the front wheels on that as so the front wheels go on these little shafts right here, and that'll get installed next. But I think he's going to. You have to put those wheels on after the drawers are installed. And that's what we're going to get done now. So next step, the wheels.
The directions
straightforward.
say,
You
the
got
directions
axle.
say if you have a friend.
You got the bolts right here, the wheels, and then just the Allen bolts, or the i.e. the axle that goes in and you just bolt it up. So that's the next step. There you go, look at this. There's the drawer fully extended. Boom! Almost there, baby.
Almost there.
We'll be done with the drawers. Then we're gonna go ahead and put these plates on. This one goes here. And then this big one goes up here like this. And that's got a tape measure on it, or a measuring rule, and some other convenient little doodads. So we'll get that on next. I'm gonna probably throw on last. These are the drawer seals, and I'm gonna go ahead and put these on while Andrew's working on installing this plate. He's installing the decked plate and then that front plate. But meantime, I will put the drawer seals on. And these are relatively simple. They just go up here.
They go one way.
And there's a certain way to put them on. I'm not sure which way that is, but I will tell you. It pointed out to me that there's words on it. I don't know if you can see it. It says, this side faces cab. So that makes it relatively simple for the install. And this just presses down on top of this, like so. And then you just feed it on. Okay, so we're gonna do that. A rubber mallet. Then it goes on. Nice and simple. Kind of funky, but. There you go. One down, one to go. Man, missed a step. So there, you can see that little hole right there. There's about 7 of them that need, well, this bottom one doesn't have a hole in it, Andrew. So these have to be backed with some screws. There's some holes that have screws that go in them. So we got to get that in, and we may have to pull the drawers to do it, but we're going to check and see. Anyhow, so Andrew got these all installed. This is the stainless little tape measure, i.e. protector for sliding boards on the top. And then this got put in. Doesn't have a bottle opener like the other one did.
Nope.
Which surprises me. I guess they eliminated that.
They did. They said it was useless.
It is useless. But anyhow, these drawers open and close really nice. And you can see with the drawer seals on, it's real nice. But now we're gonna go ahead and we gotta tie up some loose ends. We gotta get the turnbuckles installed on the front and the back. And we also got to finish up these drawers with the reinforcement screws.
We'll do that.
Screws, I'll show these little barrel screws. I'll show it to you. This is what came in the package. We didn't want to hog all the fun. You use the barrel nuts included in install where shown to complete the bracket installation. So those are the brackets. This is how they work. There's this hollow barrel screw that goes on, and that goes on 2 points on the brackets in the drawer. I installed them right here. You can see right here and right here, and then there's some back there. We're gonna have to pull the drawers to get the other ones in. We're gonna do that later. Not a big deal, not a critical game-changing deal, but that's something to make a note of.
All you do is take the front wheels off,
Yep.
and they come out.
Yeah, pull the front wheels and they come out. So now we are installing the turnbuckles. Andrew's already installed one right here.
They're loosely fit. You have to measure the distance
Between.
to center the box, and then you tighten them.
Got you. And then you tighten those down. So loosely fit the turnbuckles. You got one here, one over here, and then you got one in the back where Andrew's putting it in, and one on the other side. And then you center up the deck system with the turnbuckles, and you can kind of mark the bed of the truck where center is and line it up accordingly by tightening down the turnbuckles. So, and that's really all there is to it. We'll show the accessory boxes and stuff once we get the rest of this installed. Now you got these open holes here, so those are going to want to be covered. They give you these plugs to put in these holes, or you can get locks for this deck system. He didn't buy the locks because he doesn't really need them because the tailgate locks, so we're just going to go ahead and throw these plugs in. These, what they don't call ammo can covers, but these covers that go on the side also can be equipped with locks. So these plugs with a neat little flag on the end of them also go in these too. So I'll show you what they look like on the drawers. That's kind of, I don't know if you can see that with the lighting, but it's kind of the finished product. And then those covers go right on the top here. So that's what we'll do. We'll get these put in like so. And then we'll put these covers on once Andrew gets everything buttoned up on the decked system. It's unfortunate it's so dark in here, but we work with what we have. There you go. There it is, right there. All right, here's the deck system during the day. It looks really nice in the truck. That's not so nice, but we'll overlook that. Anyhow, we got it completed. We had a few little hiccups, didn't we, Andrew?
No.
Just a couple, but other than that, we got it all in. And this thing is super nice the way it's set up. You can see it just slides right back. Boom, locks in. Got the top boxes. Pop one of those boxes so we can. Those have containers that you can haul stuff in, and there's 4 of those. And then you got these tie downs that you can buy extra of also. He's ordered some more, so he's gonna have actually 6 total. This is a delete if you don't want to put one there. So there's the extra tie downs. So anyhow, that is it for the decked system on the F-150. If you haven't yet, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Check us out at Instagram, Andrew.
Okay.
At ManCave_Mayhem. And just remember, folks, we're just men in a cave causing mayhem.
Mayhem. ManCave.
He is 2 cans shy of a 6-pack.